All right, guys, welcome to the Real Talk Sports Show. It's your main man, your host, Mr. Jonathan Simmons. I'm at my favorite spot again. This is the Holiday Inn and Suites. As you know, they have a sports bar called Burger Theory. And as you can see here, I already have my meal ready. And this is the chef. We'll have Chef say hello.
Hello, my name is Chef Cassie.
So Chef Cassie is behind the scenes making all these great meals here. She said, I didn't want to be on camera. I just want to let you guys see her so you can say wave and say hello. And she's going to head back to the kitchen to make some good stuff. But look, guys, look at this. This is what we call a spicy chicken wrap. Now, I can't, you know me, guys, I'm not a big spicy guy, but she prepared it for me without the buffalo sauce. But you can see there's great stuff here. Chicken tenders, lettuce, tomatoes, and fresh hot fries. All right, guys, remember, come on down, 638 Highway 138 in Stockbridge. It's inside the Holiday Inn and Suites hotel. Like I said, look for the chef. Just ask for Chef Cassie, and she'll take care of you real good. Chef, thanks for stopping by. Oh, what do you got for specials? Let us know.
We're doing fish and chips and lemon pepper baked chicken.
Now, see, if I had known about the fish and chips, guys, you know I probably would have got that instead of the wrap. But I'm trying to be healthy. But yeah, fish and chips are great. Lemon pepper wings. Well, come on, you can't go bad with that. All right, so remember, guys, come on out. You can do it during the week. They have great food all day long. They show up a great brunch, a killer brunch. It's like from breakfast from 6 to 10. Come on down Sunday, do the same thing, 6 to 11. So just saying, guys, come on down Holiday Inn and Suites. Ask for Chef Cassie, and she'll take good care of you.
Bye, guys.
All right. Thanks so much. Good. Good, boys. All right. As we like to do it, we're waiting for the Queen to arrive. I want to make sure that I have sent her all the information she needs to log on. Hopefully, I did. I believe I did. I'm going to double check just to make sure. I'm going to send it to her one more time to make absolutely sure. And then we're going to bring on the champion. The one and only Mr. Tyrone Poole will be in the building in just a moment. But first, we send it back out to the Queen to make sure that she is good to go. And then we'll be joining you, boys and girls, in just a moment. Matter of fact, we're going to take a quick little station break. We'll be back with more of the Real Talk Sports Show in just a moment. Don't go anywhere, please. Thank you so much. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Are you in the market for a new vehicle? Well, check out Allen Vigil Ford Lincoln in Morrow, Georgia. We have one of the largest inventories in our area for both new and pre-owned vehicles, so we're sure to have something for everyone. Family owned and operated since 1982, customer satisfaction is our number one priority. Come see our full lineup of vehicles and find the one that best fits you. Give us a call today, 678-726-5739, or shop us 24/7 online at allenvigilford.net.
All right, we've sent the Queen the link again. Oh, there she is. Just want to make sure she was there. And again, guys, look. Oh, buddy boy. You can see I have the tasty meal today. We have the spicy chicken wrap. Now, as you know, yours truly can't have too much stuff that's spicy. So they actually took off the buffalo sauce from me. But look at this here. This is a wonderful sandwich here. I don't know if you guys can see it there. Look at that. And some real live crumbled feta cheese to go in there. Hope you guys can see it. I know I got a light on there, but that's okay. Anyway, let's get to the show. Enough of my eating. Of course, when I come on, you know that I bring on one of the most beautiful women in sports talk, TV, or radio. We know her as the Queen. Miss Tree Dolman is now in the building. Welcome back.
Hi, Jonathan. Hi, everybody at home.
What's up? What's up? The Queen is here. And
yes,
of course,
I am so sorry for my tardiness. You know, I'm never late. But
never.
I don't know if you know, but Steph just broke the record.
What kind of record did he break? Most 3-pointers in a game in
He
a
has
year?
the most 3-pointers in the NBA history.
Wow.
And he is my absolute favorite basketball player in the entire world. And he has been for many, many years. And so I had to watch, and honestly, time just got past me. I thought I had more time. So I apologize for my tardiness, everybody. I was just so excited to watch him break the record. It was just an amazing moment to see.
Well, that sounds very, very exciting, and we won't tell John Collins that momentarily he got surpassed by Steph. We won't let him know any of that.
John Collins is my favorite Hawk.
Oh,
But
okay.
Steph is my favorite NBA player, and he has been for many years.
Okay, well, at least we'll get it straight. Okay, speaking of getting things straight, we want to bring on a gentleman that is legendary. He is not one, but a two-time Super Bowl champion, and he is a recent inductee in the Fort Valley State Sports Hall of Fame. An all-around good guy. The one and only Tyrone Poole is back in the building. Welcome back, Tyrone.
Greetings, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. Those that are listening and watching, hello, Queen, Miss Tree, how you doing? And Reverend Simmons, always an honor.
Wow,
Hello,
she put that on.
Tyrone. How are you?
What's going on, sir?
Great.
Look, let me go ahead and put these glasses on because he didn't call me Reverend. So let me go get the official. Praise the Lord. Amen. Yes, sir. And, ladies and gentlemen, now you notice now you guys have been hearing me talk a lot about Tyrone being fit. I want you guys to take a look here. He's got the golf shirt on. But look,
oh man,
look. Bam! Yeah,
Look at the guns.
Good ball. Yes, up. That's what happens when you work that thing. You get them guns like that, baby. There you go. I'm working on it. Well, listen, it's great to have you guys in the building here. Can you guys believe that we already are in the final month of the year? We're already here at that December 14th. Can you believe that?
I cannot. Time has really flown by. My goodness.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I just can't believe it. Now, I will tell you guys, just to give you a little update. So tonight we might have a little bit of slowness in our transition because we're working on straight Wi-Fi, not the plug-in like we normally do. So if you guys see me occasional, I'm just warning you, that's what it is. So just let you know. But yeah, I can't believe it. Tyrone, what about you? Can you believe it? We're already like, boom, here at the end of the year. Christmas is just a scant 11 days away.
No, it does go by fast, and I'm kind of excited a little bit. Not only you go back and reflect. A lot of people actually made New Year revolutions. I call them. I've learned to call them New Year's revolutions, because not New Year's resolutions, but New Year revolutions, because they're normally making the same thing every year. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that, and before they know it, the year has passed and it's towards the end. But I'm excited because December 28th, the Black College Hall of Fame is going to be named. So the finalists. So, my name is on that list, and hopefully, it'll be my time to walk through the halls and of HBCU, historical Black colleges football. So, I'm excited. December 28th. We'll see.
Well, all righty then. Well, I'm hoping you go in, Tyrone.
Oh man, come on now. Hey.
That would be so awesome.
Thank you, Tree.
I mean, I really think you should. I'm not just saying that just because you're my friend and I know you're a great person, a great man of God. Just talking to you, your work ethic, even when you were in college and when you played in the NFL. But aside of that, you're just a nice and kind human being. And those are the people who I like to see win. And so I think you are so deserving of it. Hello, not just that, but you're a two-time Super Bowl champion. Hello. And you started for how many years? 14?
Yep. Started for 12. I tell people started for 12 years. So praise be to God.
Started for 12. I was close. So so I would love to see you in the Black College Hall of Fame in Canton.
Yes. Thank you. Praise God. It's going to happen.
That's right. You're muted, John.
You're muted.
See, that's how when you're trying to eat and not like make crunchy noises in the microphone. I muted myself. You ought to hear. Anyway, yeah. So it is a great, exciting night. Now, Tyrone, are they going to have everything in Canton, or are they going to do some of the things here in Atlanta? Because I know traditionally before, up until this point, they always would do something here in Atlanta. Have you had any feedback yet on that?
Now they do it here in Atlanta at the College Football Hall of Fame, so downtown. Yeah, so I get to get up there and tell my story of not the Mamba mentality, but the Tyrone mentality, the Tree Dolman mentality, the Minister Jonathan Simmons mentality. We all have a mentality, you know. It's just, do you have the will to develop it? Because it's not easy being you. It's not easy being cheesy.
Wow. He went right there. Not easy
So
being
let me
cheesy.
get this straight. On December the 28th, they're having a ceremony downtown in Atlanta at the College Football Hall of Fame. And that's where you get to tell your story. And then they announce who is the class for this year.
No, they're going to announce it on the 28th, and the ceremonies are, I think, June 14th or somewhere like that.
Okay.
They're going to announce it on the 28th.
Well, you'll be getting a call from me on the 28th, sir.
Hey, I'm telling you, that's it. I'll be one step closer to hopefully the NFL Hall of Fame. At least I'll be right beside the building. So.
Well, look, man, at the end of the day, I hope to be there in Atlanta when you get that. Like I said, we covered in years past, and it is a spectacular thing. I remember the first time I went, saw some guys I grew up watching, many of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Got a chance to meet the late L.C. Greenwood, and just so many guys from that Pittsburgh team from the 70s. When I was a young guy watching these guys play, Mel Blount, one of the probably one of the hardest hitting cornerbacks in NFL history. And the guy actually, I met him, like I said, a few years ago. The guy he's still ramrod straight, no stomach, almost like he can't walk out and play today. So, yeah, it's just a great thing to be there and seeing so many guys. A lot of people, I think, Tyrone, don't really know that they came from black colleges. So, man, I'm just excited that you're a part of our show and that they have finally seen fit to, take the first step, nominate you, and then hopefully, good Lord willing, at the end of the month, we'll be saying, that's our guy.
I know,
he
right?
worked that thing,
That's
boys.
right.
That's it.
And I'm glad that you said this, because I know last week on the show, Jonathan said, "Oh yeah, something about an announcement," and all show I was waiting. Okay, what's the announcement from Tyrone?
Yeah, me too. And the show kept going, and Tyrone didn't say anything. I was like, "Dang, Tyrone, what's up?"
So I was just like, "Okay."
Because I didn't want to kind of steal his thunder. So I'm saying, "Okay," and we have a big announcement. And I was thinking Tyrone's gonna come right in, and we were like, "Tyrone, Mr. Poole," but you guys know it this week that Tyrone, matter of fact, has been nominated. We look forward to him being inducted into the Black College Football Hall of Fame. And like I said, we hope to be there to be part of that celebration and cover that, man. Because like I said, it's just cool stuff, bro. Because that would make 2 Hall of Fames for you, right?
Yes, actually 3. Division II Hall of Fame. Of course, Fort Valley Sports Hall of Fame. Well, 4. SIAC Hall of Fame, Fort Valley Sports Hall of Fame, Division II Hall of Fame, and then the HBCU Hall of Fame. So I got one more line, NFL Hall of Fame. So yeah, we'll see.
Hey.
Well,
That's
look, man.
funny. See, he just keep forgetting that too. Oh, well, no, 3. Oh, we got 4. Look, they just keep stacking up.
They keep rolling on for Tyrone. But listen, man, at the end of the day, again, like you said it best. When the Lord blesses and you're able to get, these types of honors, we know it's of the Lord, and you have continued, like Tria said, to keep yourself up as a man of God, conducting yourself the right way, a family man, and even imparting that into your children. For a lot of people don't know, if you go onto Tyrone's page, you'll see a clip that he had. His daughter was interviewed, and she talked about, how she had to keep up to the standards of Big Papa. But at the end of the day, but she's a daddy's girl, because the main thing, she made you know that he's tough and disciplined, but he's fair and loving. And she said that she appreciated the discipline that he's given her, because it helped her be a better young woman. So how long ago was that? Was that how many, 3-4 years ago, Tyrone?
No, it was actually a couple of years ago. It was on the Mel Robbins show. And,
right.
To be able to do that with my daughter, and my son couldn't make it, but my daughter came with me. So when I did that, and me and my daughter was sitting there, just like you alluded to, it made me think about Kobe and his daughter. So just think about the mentality that she must have possessed. God rest their spirits. But, the acorn doesn't fall far from the tree, whether it's a male or female. You grew up in that environment. You can't help but to be of that environment.
Oh, no doubt,
Can
man.
I just say,
go ahead.
and I don't know if you follow Tyrone on social media, but you should. Tyrone Pooh 38, all social media. But when it was his daughter's birthday, he dressed up in a very nice suit or tux. I can't remember which one it was.
Yeah.
It was a tux?
Yes.
Yes, it was a tux. And he dressed up and took his daughter to an elegant dinner. And that picture just melted my heart, because that's the type of love that you show your daughter. That's the type of love that my father always showed me. My daddy went above and beyond. If I wanted to drive my car from college to Detroit, he would always drive to Tennessee, follow me, because he didn't want me driving by myself. When it's time to go back, he'd follow me to Tennessee and then drive back. Just things like that. Anytime I had a fashion show or beauty pageant, my dad was there. But the love that I see that you have for your daughter, Tyrone, it's amazing, and it's beautiful to see, because when young girls and young women, and when women have fathers like you, we know how to look for love in all of the right places. You're not searching for a love that doesn't exist. When your father treats you a certain way, you're setting the standard. So other men have to step up to the plate. Otherwise, they won't even be in her pool of choices.
Amen. Praise God. Thank you, Tree.
Plus, if they come home, Tyrone wearing the flex shirts like this. Hey, what's up, man? What time you supposed to be home, right? I made myself clear, young man.
I know, right?
Can I tell you something?
Going.
Right. But,
Right.
but listen, y'all already know that back in the day, that's how I went sometimes. You come over the house, and the first thing, Dad would be at the door inspecting you, and he'd let you know. Now, my daughter is supposed to be home at 10 o'clock p.m. sharp. You got to watch, young man. And that's what you got. And that's what fathers are supposed to do. So we appreciate that. Appreciate everyone's dads, all those dads who are putting in that hard work. We appreciate you. And I thank God that my only daughter is going to be a very nice young woman, and hopefully she will make a fine selection for a husband before her father gets too old and can't walk her down the aisle. All right, Vanessa, I'm just joking. Don't get mad at your dad. Okay? Put you this on the street. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick look at social media and then a break. Our good friend Bobby Blasting Game says, "Happy holidays, guys." And Bobby, happy holidays to you.
Happy holidays, Bobby.
Yep.
Bobby D.
Yes.
All that good stuff. Hope you guys are enjoying it. And like I said, we're going to take a quick little station break. And then we're going to come. Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, speaking of the holidays, I just want to also remind everybody that my nonprofit organization, Making a Better Me, we're still doing our toy drive. We only have a few days left. Today's the 14th. So we have 4 days left for our toy drive. I thank you to everybody who has donated toys. If you would like to donate a toy to children that will be in Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, Scottish Rite Hospital on Christmas, you can go to makingabetterme.org and click on the link. We have an Amazon registry, and most of the toys and items on there are under $20, and then there's some a little over 25 or under 30, but everything on the list is from the hospital of what they will accept. And again, I thank you to everyone who has donated a toy. And please, if you feel it in your heart that you want to be a blessing to some children that will be in the hospital for Christmas, please go to makingabetterme.org, click on the link, and then shop our Amazon registry.
All right, there it is, guys. We'll be back with more of the Real Talk Sports Show in just a moment. We're going to ask the question, Hawks, buy or sell? We'll be back in just a moment with more of the Real Talk Sports Show. Don't go anywhere. Keep it locked right here.
Did you know that Allen Vigil Ford in Morrow, Georgia also has Lincoln? Over 35 years of using the Vigil Touch to provide excellent customer service, works hand in hand with the Lincoln Motor Company to provide a luxurious and seamless way to acquire your next luxury vehicle. Lincoln has an array of full-service complimentary owner benefits. These benefits include hospitality partnerships, service pickup and delivery, all which can be accessed through the Lincoln Way app. You can even contact the 24/7 concierge to have someone assist you. Come and see our great inventory of new and pre-owned Lincolns today. Call 678-364-7345 to make an appointment with one of our brand champions or shop 24/7 online at allenvigillincoln.net.
This is OJ Howard with Real Talk Sports.
What's up, guys? This is Tim Tebow. You're listening to Real Talk Sports.
This is Charles Woodson. Let me grab the mic. You ready? This is Charles Woodson with Real Talk Sports. Hey, it's your boy JB Smooth with Real Talk Sports.
Well, while we're waiting, I would like to give a shout out to the new Miss Universe that came from India. I can't pronounce her name, but if anybody watched the Miss Universe pageant, it was just an outstanding pageant. And I think that they picked the perfect winner. Her answers were really phenomenal. And I love that she is out there to help empower other women and help women feel great about themselves. If you are a woman, you know all the things that we go through. If you're a man, you will never understand, but just understand that we go through a lot of things. So it's really wonderful to see positive women who truly care about other women winning pageants, who have nice hearts. So congratulations to the new Miss Universe.
Big shout out. Also want to give a shout out to Miss USA, which I think she came from Kentucky, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Yep. And of course, we know that before we go any further, certainly our hearts and prayers go out to all the people that were struck in the Midwest and throughout the southern center of the United States. Hundreds of people lost their lives. Thousands of people lost their homes and their livelihoods. So certainly we want to keep them all in prayer as just a tragic thing. I think the main town, was Mayfield, Kentucky, that it hit and literally just destroyed the entire town. I mean, the town's almost leveled to the ground. So, again, our prayers and blessings and condolences to those families who lost loved ones. And again, we pray for strength for the first responders that have to go out and because they themselves live in those areas, so they themselves have been affected. So, again, our prayers are with all of them that they have the ability to save the people that can be saved, and to be able to hang tight and hang tough in those difficult times. Again, prayers to all those who were affected by the tornadoes that swept through the central and southern part of the United States of America. Well, yeah, like I said, what made me think about that is that she's from that area. She was actually a news reporter and did a great job of representing the United States. Fell a little short, but again, as you mentioned, kudos to Miss India and all the ladies that participate, because Tree, I know you can tell people that's not an easy job, participating in the pageant.
It's not easy at all. A lot of people think that it is, that you just get your hair done and your makeup on, put on a nice outfit, and you just go strut. No, it's not that simple. If you watch, there's a certain way that you walk. There's a certain way that you move your arms. Like it's a competition. It is a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes. One of the best things that I love about pageantry is that every woman has to have a platform. So you have women who are giving back to their communities around the world. There were 80 women that competed for the title of Miss Universe. Wow. And even though Miss USA did not win, she did make it to the top 10, which is phenomenal, out of 80 women. And all of those 80 women are winners, each and every one of them. So they may not have the title of Miss Universe, but they do have the titles of their countries for a year. And they are all doing phenomenal work with giving back to others and bringing awareness to many wonderful causes.
That's good.
So that's what I love about pageantry. And I am so happy and honored that I get to represent the United States, because I am still your reigning Miss America International. And I know that next year I'm finally going to have to give away my crown and my title, which will be very difficult and tough to do. It will be emotional. Because I will not have my husband there with me, but he's already told me the color dress that I should wear when I crown my successor. And it's just really a pleasure being able to represent the United States of America and to also bring awareness to brain cancer awareness and let people know about signs, symptoms, and warning. So I just hope that I am able to help save lives. I know that I am doing a lot of fundraising so that we can raise funds so that we can find a cure for brain cancer. I will never give up. I continue this fight for my husband, and I'm believing for a cure.
Well, we're believing along with you. And again, we
Amen.
hope and pray that things continue to grow, people continue to donate, and people continue to, from the doctor level, search for cures for this terrible disease. All right, guys, let's shift gears. How are we, sir? We're doing a live podcast. Yes, sir. Thank you. Well, it's nice to be out on the public here. All right, Hawks, buy or sell? What do you guys think? After that ridiculous loss they had to the Houston Rockets, a terrible team. They gave up 44 points, I believe, in the fourth quarter. Trim, I'm going to go to you first. What is wrong with the Hawks?
I don't think anything's wrong with the Hawks. I love the Hawks. I love this roster. Throughout the year, we know that the NBA plays a very rigorous schedule, and you're going to have some ups and downs. You can't win all of them, so it's expected that you'll have a couple of games like this, at least in my opinion. As long as they don't keep having games like this, now don't get me wrong, we do have to do a lot of winning because we want to be in a top position in the East so that we can get to the playoffs and have home court advantage. So we can't just, it's a long season, so we don't care. You want to go out and you want to perform each and every game. But if we're selecting buying or selling, I'm buying. I'm always buying the Hawks this season anyway, because of the roster and the wonderful piece and keys that we have in place with this team. And like I said, they just had an off night. To me, I don't think it's a big deal. Now, if I continue to see different games like this, then yes, I'll be concerned. But right now, I'm buying.
Tyrone, what's up with these Hawks? Buy or sell?
You know what? Right now, I am not buying. So I must be selling. And when I say that, I mean, when you look at teams that are trying to win a championship, when I look at the teams like the Nets, who are leading the East, and then followed by the Bulls, the Bucks, when you look at the last 10 games, that's what I've started to concentrate on. Just like you remember, I said in the NFL, it used to be 16 games. Now they're playing 17. But when it was 16 games, we used to break it down in quarters, 4 quarters. And we always said that if we can finish 3-1 in each of those quarters, then we are going to finish with a 12-4 record. More than likely, we're going to win our division, and more than likely, we'll be in the running for home field advantage. Now, when I look at the NBA, they got 82 games. So really, you can't say, it's a lot of quarters. So really, you break it down into the last 10 games. And every time when I see the Hawks, their last 10 games, they are 4-6 in their last 10 games. 5-5 in their last 10 games, so to speak, when I look at them. Now, that's not to say that they haven't won 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10, or maybe all 10, which is very rare that you're going to see an NBA team just win 10 straight games. But that can happen. But what I'm trying to say is I'm not buying because the Hawks are too up and down. In order to be a title contention team, every stretch of 10 games, I think you got to have at least a 7-3, 8-2 record in that stretch. And when I look at the Hawks at 5-5, can't, what that's going to do is at the end of the season, you're going to be trying to play to get into the playoffs, just like last year. Yes, you may hit a run and, you get in, but I'm like, if you want to be a true champion, I think all the champions within that 10-game stretch, you're going to see them winning 7, 8 of those 10 games. So, but as far as Trey, individually, Trey and Clint, I'm buying. But as a whole, I think, they just need to be a little bit more consistent.
You're not buying John Collins?
John Collins and Clint and Trey, yes. There's some guys on there that I will buy. But as a whole, again, like they say, we win as a team, we lose as a team. But there are individually spotlights that are happening. But as a whole, it's going to take a team to win a championship. Trey, Clint, John Collins, they can't do it by themselves. But again, that's why I use that 10-game stretch. Just Keep notice of that. Every 10 games, track and see how the Hawks do in those 10 games. And I don't think you could be a championship team winning 5 out of 10 games every 10-game stretch. That's just me. I think champions, they have a better win percentage than they do, losing percentage.
Oh, definitely.
The opposite can't cut it. That's not a championship team.
So what about you, Jonathan? Are you buying or selling?
I think you muted that, Jonathan.
You're muted.
Let's try it again. We're having fun with this muted mic tonight. Yeah. So anyway, I'm like the Wall Street guy. They are buy, sell, and hold. I'm a hold. I'm not necessarily. I'm definitely not buying.
You didn't give that option. You said buy or sell.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Exactly.
I got to pick one. Okay. Right now, I'm selling. I'm not buying them at all. Let's take a look at their last few games here, and this is why I'm kind of selling them right now. They did beat the Timberwolves, but bad loss at home against the Hornets, 130-127. Bad loss against the Nets, 113-105. And last night, a ridiculous loss against the Rockets, 132-126. They allowed the Rockets to score 74 points in the second half. 74 points in a half. That's 44 horrible. In the fourth quarter. So what is wrong with this team? And anytime you get this, anytime you have the general manager of your team come on the station that does your broadcast, the main station, 92.9, and say that this team does not have any pride on defense. Now, Tyrone, when you start talking about pride with players, professional players, that's a bad situation. When the GM comes out and says, hey, these guys don't have any pride about playing D at all. They have had, I think, 5 games where they've blown double-digit leads in the fourth quarter. And I don't see – it's kind of some stuff that Tyrone had mentioned early on in the season when we started doing these shows. He said, hey, the thing I'm looking at the Hawks are they still hungry? He kept using that word hungry. And right now, I think that's the problem. The Hawks believe that they are a upper echelon, top caliber team where they can come out and just play an average game, not hustle, not play a full 4 quarters and win. And right now that's cost them because they're an outstanding team, but they have to understand they got to play a full 4-quarter game. So right now I'm selling until they get that squared away.
Yeah, and I say this too, you look at any basketball team, and like I said, this is no knocks against the Hawks. 2 things I'll say. First, the general manager coming out saying stuff. That's not what you want. That's definitely not what you want. When the general manager got to come out and say something, then that means you scrape the bottom of the barrel, so to speak, because it should be corrected with the players, coaches to the players. Yes, it comes down from the ownership to the head coach, and the head coach delivers the information to the captains on the team, and then the captain on the team delivers it to their teammates. But then when the general manager feels like they got to now go to the media and try to strike up some type of passion within the players, then that's a bad sign right there. And also, I'll say this, when it comes to winning, I do believe like Tree, she's a big person on defense. I do believe defense wins championship no matter what sport you're playing. And even if you look at the Golden State Warriors when they were winning, and they're still winning right now, they're on top. I think the Phoenix Suns are right behind them. But they have Draymond Green, okay? Draymond, yeah, he can shoot the ball, but he's there, man, to get that second shot, to get that defensive rebound, to get that offensive rebound, and dish it back out so we can get a second shot, a third shot. I'm like, that's what the Hawks got to do as well. You get those defensive rebounds, offensive rebounds. Do not give the opposition an opportunity to convert. I'll put it in football terms. If you can't stop a team on third down, you're not going to win games. So third down in football is defensive rebounding in basketball or offensive rebounding.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Rebounding is key, and we all know how important it is. And I love what you said, Tyrone, because it's true. You have to be a team that you pride yourself on defense. When I play basketball, my coach, he forced us, even if there were players when they first came to our team and they thought about offense, he changed that around because his whole game plan was defense. That's all we worked on in practice was defense. We worked on some drills with offense, but mainly it was defense. And he always told us, you rest on offense. You never rest on defense. He put that in our mindsets, and we were just a team that played great defense, and that's why we blew everybody off of the court. It was not even close when we won 3 state championships in 3 years back to back to back. It was not by choice. By chance. It was because of all of the hard work that we put in, and it was because we focused on defense. And when you focus on defense and you know that you are not going to allow your opponents to score by boxing out and getting rebounds like you were talking about, defense turns into offense because you get those rebounds. And even when you're on offense and you're boxing out, which, we need more people boxing out, then you get more second chance shots, which also equates to more points.
Yeah. And I'm gonna say this jokingly, Tree, when you said, you rest on offense and you play on defense. Well, it's just like, again, using football as an analogy for all those football lovers out there. Timeouts in football are for the offense. You don't use those timeouts on defense. They're for the offensive side of the ball. So I just thought about that when you said you rest on offense. That's the only time you rest. Defense is all about hustle, playing hard. So in football, the timeouts are for the offense, not for the defense. And if we got to take timeouts for the defense, then, man, something is going on that's wrong. It's wrong.
Wow.
Thank you. Right there. So speaking of timeout, we're going to take a timeout here for a station break and for a snack break. Because like I said, guys, we got some. I'm getting down. I'm not wasting no time. There you go. All right, we'll be back with more of the Real Talk Sports Show in just a moment. Stay tuned. Don't go nowhere. I'm hungry.
The day has arrived. It's time to let more people know about your business. You have the right marketing plan and the messaging in place. But do you have the right messenger? Good advertising and promotions need a professional sound so the message can be clearly understood. Don't leave your brand image to chance. Let our team of voiceover experts at CME lend you a hand. Give us a call at 678-304-8121 to find out how we can partner with you to give your business its voice. Did you know that Allen Visual Ford in Morrow, Georgia also has Lincoln? Over 35 years of using the visual touch to provide excellent customer service, works hand in hand with the Lincoln Motor Company to provide a luxurious and seamless way to acquire your next luxury vehicle. Lincoln has an array of full-service complimentary owner benefits. These benefits include hospitality partnerships, service pickup and delivery, all which can be accessed through the Lincoln Way app. You can even contact the 24/7 concierge to have someone assist you. Come and see our great inventory of new and pre-owned Lincolns today. Call 678-364-7345 to make an appointment with one of our brand champions or shop 24/7 online at allenvisuallincoln.net.
Good. All right, we're back to Real Talk Sports Show. I'm your host, Mr. Jonathan Simmons. I'm wolfing down what they call a chicken wrap. It's a spicy chicken wrap. I opted for no spice, but it's wonderful. It's got wonderful chicken tenders, lettuce, tomatoes, pickles, onions, all types of good stuff. And where is it? It's at the Holiday Inn Suites at the Burger Theory restaurant. So if you guys get a chance, come on down and check them out and have a good time. You can relax. Wonderful atrium here. Anyway, back to our show.
You forgot the sesame seed bun. All that you named in the sesame seed bun, right?
Wow.
That's a little joke, little plug, whatever, McDonald's. All that you described and sesame seed bun. But anyways, you get it.
Okay, I'm
You
not
guys
promoting
remember that
McDonald's right now.
song?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember the song they had with the whole menu.
Yes. Hang on a second. What's it? Two all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce and I can't remember it all. And cheese,
lettuce, cheese,
tomato and cheese. I don't know.
Sesame seed bun. Yeah.
Sesame seed bun. We had all that stuff. But right now, we just have a chicken wrap. We don't have none of the extra stuff. This is, because we're not at McDonald's.
Yeah.
We're at the Burger Theory restaurant. At the Burger Theory restaurant here at the Holiday Inn Suites, 638 Highway 138 in Stockbridge, Georgia. I'm your host, Mr. Jonathan Simmons. Right next to me is the lovely Queen Tree Dolman, and right underneath, two-time Super Bowl champion and Hall of Famer, multi-Hall of Famers. You know, a lot of Hall of Famers. One and only Tyrone Poole in the building. All right, guys. Hawkswood, a lot of people I think are selling. They just gonna really have to turn it around. I mean, I think some of it is because, as we talked about before, the idea of them not kind of being sold out to the fact they have to play hard every single game. And the other thing too is, once again, they have a lot of people that are out that are key to their defense. Best defensive player, DeAndre Hunter, out. One of the better big man defenders, Okongwu, out. Cam Reddish has been in and out. So, and now There's once again rumors swirling about that they might try to trade Cam Reddish, which I think is insane. But
What?
come on. Oh yeah.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to break out like that on TV, but no, are you serious? I didn't hear that. I'm sorry. That just shocked me. You know how much I love Cam Reddish.
Right. It constantly comes up because Cam is a guy that is an outstanding player. He has the potential, a lot of upside, but he's a little injury prone. So once again, the rumors are that the Hawks are not trying to actively trade him, but teams have been inquiring. The Hawks say we want nothing less than an upper first-round pick. So the Cam Reddish rumors continue to swirl around. Let's go.
Move.
I think so. Let's go to social media. Todd said, "Preacher, you always eating in the show, man. We got 1 hour. No. We're going our regular time, hour and a half. So we cool. And number two, that's Todd. Let's get him back up here. Here we go. Pop up. There he is. He said, "You always eating in the show, man." He said, "We got 1 hour. Come on, man."
Hey, basically, Todd telling you, man, you can't eat during the show, man. You eat before the show or after the show.
Hey, ain't nobody got time for that. Plus, I have to promote the place I'm at, so I got to give them some love. So they say, hey, give me something I can put on camera, and there we go. And plus, the last time I didn't do this, I believe I was made fun of by you, Mr. Poole, saying, "Oh, minister, that food is cold."
Hey, I was joking with you, but you know what you could have done. You know what you should do. I tell you what you do.
Go ahead.
You eat prior, and then you tell them to bring something out that they want to display, and then that way you can just hold up different foods that they actually serve, and that way you've already eaten prior, but then you're able to show the various different foods that they serve. So if they really want to promote themselves, then that's what I would do as an owner. I would say, hey, here's our hot dog, here's our burger, here's our steak, just hold it up. Hey, this is what the steak looks like here. This is what the burger looks like here. Come on down, So you just showing 1/9, maybe 1/10 of what the menu looks like. So that's me. That's my selling point.
Okay, every week I come up with a new meal, but listen, Tyrone is trying to make me a champion, so he's always trying to give me some constructive criticism to be better. So Tyrone's saying I should eat beforehand to make sure to show all the different dishes, even though I got a table about this big. I don't know where I'm putting dishes at, but it's okay. If you always see the setup, you'll be laughing. Like, brother, where's the rest of the table? But they were kind of busy today, so I only have the mini table. So I got like the condiments and everything put together. But the good news is the food is phenomenal. So there. So anyway, listen. Let's talk a little college football. Big event coming to town, of course, the Celebration Bowl, the Division I Black College Football Champion, MEAC against the SWAC. We have South Carolina State, which I believe that didn't who graduated from there? Didn't help me out now. Who graduated from South Carolina State?
Who?
Nobody. I can't think. Now I'm thinking Savannah State. I'm thinking about the our tight end with the big mouth all the time on TV.
Shannon.
Right,
Sharp.
yeah, but he's Savannah State, correct?
Oh,
Savannah State,
he's still with the big mouth.
Well, it's true. Everybody knows Shannon Sharp is always talking junk. So yeah. So anyway, big shout out to South Carolina State for making it. I hope that's who it is. I'm gonna make sure again. See, this is what happens when you get a lot of things going on. You can make errors. So let's just go ahead and make sure I'm getting the teams correct, because we don't want to say anything wrong here. We want to get the two teams that are playing in the Celebration Bowl. Let's get it correct and get it straight.
South Carolina State, Jackson State.
I was correct. Okay, so I think that is going to be the biggest attended Celebration Bowl game in history. And why do I say that? That's because Jackson State and their traveling road show with Deion Sanders coming back to where he started his professional career here in Atlanta. I think it's going to be must-see TV, and we look forward to giving you guys some live and post-game coverage from the event. Tyrone, how big is this to have kind of the darling of the HBCUs this year be here in this championship game?
Well, I'm going to say this about Deion. He's a media market genius now. He's selling it. He's selling it big time. I saw a social media clip where, he says that he's going to take his first steps, here once he comes back. Now, like you alluded to, and Deion has said, basically, this is his town. He built the Georgia Dome, so to speak. So he's pubbing and talking to his fan base, and he wants them to buy tickets. So when they buy tickets, not only to support him, but they're supporting Jackson State and South Carolina State and HBCUs as a whole. So this video, Deion is sitting beside I don't know, he's sitting on a bed or he's sitting on a whatever. So he's talking. He's like, "Yeah, I want everybody to come down to the Celebration Bowl. It's gonna be big, baby." He got a smile on and everything. So he said, "You know what? I think I'm gonna get up right now." And he went to get up. And he's like, "Nah, I think I'll wait until." Basically, he's selling the point. Hey, I want y'all to see me take my first steps in the Mercedes Benz. So come on out, get your tickets. And everybody's, "Oh yeah, I want to be there to see Deion take his first steps." So, but I believe Deion would have already taken his first steps before he goes into the stadium, because if he's a smart man, like I know he is, he's not going to do nothing that his doctors are telling him not to do. So he's probably going to take a few steps prior, and then he's going to actually, walk when he gets in. But yeah, he's selling it. But I love it. But he's a good salesman. But I think Jackson State is going to win the game hands down. When you look at South Carolina State, I think it's only about 6 or 7 teams in the MEAC. Everybody's kind of moving over to the SWAC. I think South Carolina State, they give up too many points on defense. I think they averaging about 28-something points on defense, and they're not scoring enough on offense. Whereas Jackson State, man, they are scoring a ton on offense. I think they're averaging over 25 points or so a game. And defensively, they're in the teens. And then, you got, just good coaching going on over there. And that's nothing bad about South Carolina State saying that they don't have good coaching. But I just think it's Jackson State's Celebration Bowl to lose. But I still want to see Jackson State in the FCS playoffs, man. I'm like, that's what we're going to make our name at for HBCUs if we can get into, with them other schools.
But I love how Jackson State, because of Deion Sanders, have been selling out games and selling out stadiums with 60,000 fans. So I think that they will definitely come here to Mercedes-Benz Arena. And I don't think they'll have a sellout crowd, but I do think it will be close to a sellout crowd. And I think that there will be a lot of people coming to see Deion Sanders do his work and just to see what all the hype is about. So I think it will be a great turnout here.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a great turnout.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt. I'm looking for them to put on a show. He's got 2 of his sons playing, one playing defensive back wearing his number, and the number 2 wearing the number 2 quarterback of the team. So, yeah, we look for some big stuff going on out of Jackson State. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And we look forward to being there live and in person. Like I said, give you guys some coverage on the scene. I won't be eating as much. I'm starving like Marvin, so I'm just being real. That's why I call Real Talk Sports. I'm like, every break. But anyway, yeah, so I think it's going to be good stuff. I think it's great for HBCUs because there's a lot of stuff that goes on in this weekend. They have an NFL symposium. Of course, they have the Battle of the Bands. So much stuff goes on around this weekend. So, guys, if you have an opportunity, go to the Fan Fest. Very expensive. Matter of fact, tickets, they still have tickets available starting at just $25. So, y'all need to come on out and check them out and see all the good stuff they're doing. Well, speaking of check it out, I see he's entered the green room. We're going to shift gears now, talk about NFL football. And when we do that, we bring in the main man who covers the Atlanta Falcons. He's the embedded beat writer for AJC Sports to cover the Falcons. He's an award-winning sports writer, and he is Esquire par excellence. The one and only, D. Orlando Ledbetter, is in the building. D. Led, what's going on, sir?
Hello, Reverend Simmons. Thanks for having me on Real Talk Sports tonight. Really appreciate it. And hello to the panel, esteemed panel of Miss Tree Dolman and Tyrone Poole.
How you doing, D-Led?
Hello, D-Led. I love the hat. I see you.
Yeah, he's Mr. Fedora now.
Wear it inside, but I didn't get dressed up, so I at least put on my hat there. We got the Christmas tree in the background for everybody.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, hey, I'm getting ready for D-Led to break out. I'm the king of rock. There is none higher. Come on, Ron. Run, DMC.
Yeah, I got my Adidas warm-up suit over here, too. I don't have a gold chain, though. I ain't got no gold. I ain't got no bling like that.
Man, I had to put the regular shades on for that, D-Led. I mean, with that kind of intro, I had to do the whole thing. And we got the shades on now. The D-Led's got the fedora. Yeah, I mean, the queen just has to smile. That's all she needs to do. And of course, Tyrone got every trophy available that he had in the background. So listen, that's why we have one of the best sports talk shows on not only just social media, but on TV, because a lot of people don't realize we actually broadcast live on Roku TV on the Phoenix Entertainment Channel. So we're being seen everywhere that you possibly can be seen. We're on Twitch with them guys doing like gaming stuff. Every now and then they peek in there. I'll see them say something. So there, we're here, guys. And so I want to say this really quickly. Those potential sponsors, come on and sponsor the Real Talk Sports Show. We have very reasonable rates. We'd love to have you be a part of the broadcast. You can come on in. Matter of fact, if you ain't scared, I even put you on the air. You have the seat right over here. Oh, there's no seat. Okay, well, anyway, we'll put a seat in there for you if you want to come on. All right, D-Led, let's get to our Falcons. Always good to have you on after Falcons victory. What was the key this weekend?
Well, they were able to run the ball again, Reverend. Got over 120 yards running for the third consecutive game, and they were able to stop the run. The Panthers ran for 203 yards on 47 carries in the previous win, 19-13 on October 31st. In this game, Cam Newton got a touchdown, Chuba Hubbard got a touchdown, but they held the Panthers to 91 yards rushing. They cut it in half. So the defense accepted that challenge, and the offense cobbled together enough plays, and the defense came up with the big play of the game too, the 66-yard interception returned by linebacker Michael Walker to lead the Falcons to victory, 29-21 over the Carolina Panthers on Sunday.
Tree, what questions might you have for D-Led about the way the Falcons performed in that game?
So with the way that they performed and the fact that they did come away with the W, what part of the game and about getting that W do you think will be most valuable to them for the future to see how they can keep their motivation up and keep striving for greatness?
Well, I think running the football, Ms. Tree, will be very key because running football travels. And they got to hit the road here for some big games against San Francisco and later for Buffalo. And they are 5-1 in road games for some reason. So if they can manage to win one of these road games, that will be beneficial and legitimize their playoff, quote-unquote, playoff efforts. So the run game, the continued production in the run game will be key.
D-Led, what have you seen in the run game that is different? Why were the Falcons able to play great run defense against Carolina, which, they basically all they can do is run the ball, so to speak. Really can't pass it, but not saying they can't, but they can. But what did they do different, the Falcons defense, to stop the running game of the Panthers? And is it something that you're like, okay, why did you guys not do this in the beginning of the season? Or what do you see?
Yeah, they controlled the edges a lot better, Tyrone. Steven Means, he doesn't give you much in the pass rush, but he doesn't let you get around the corner either. And he makes a good read on whether the ball's been given up or kept. And on some cases, he just went and hit Cam anyway. so that's one way to take the quarterback out. The discipline in the run lanes hadn't been there all year, and we saw that they were very disciplined. Nobody was jumping out trying to do too much. And so over time, that lesson of staying in your lane, taking your assignment has been, drilled in their heads, and they've gotten better with it.
Right. And my last question, normally, when you see stats, that's why I'm really not a big stat person on certain types of stats. Like if they say a team is number one against the run, that doesn't mean nothing because that means that everybody throwing the ball against them and, they may not be running the ball against them. Mm-hmm. So if the Falcons continue to stop the run and say if they improve their run, the running game, stopping the run, do you think the back end will now get tested? And if they do get tested, do you think they'll be able to hold up?
We haven't seen them hold up against good passing teams, Tyrone. So, that's going to be, can they hold up against Jimmy Garoppolo and Debo and Kittles? He might just have enough to beat them. Tom Brady cut him up. Dak Prescott cut him up pretty bad. Tom Brady twice. So, just look at every time they stepped up in competition against a good passing quarterback, they haven't been able to hold up because they can't rush the passer and they're deficient in man-to-man coverage. So Jimmy G is, he's not Tom Brady, but he did take his team to the Super Bowl one year. So you got you got to deal with George Kittle, Debo Samuels, and Brandon Ayuk. So we'll see if they're up to that challenge. Then against Detroit, they should be okay there. And Buffalo, he likes to sling it around. No telling how you're going to deal with the Diggs guy in that game, Stephon. And then, we saw the Saints. Saints don't have a quarterback. They're a shell of themselves. It should be okay there.
Let's go social media here for a question from our good buddy, Mr. Todd. Once again, Todd's trying to start some trouble. He said, D-Led, I was watching the coach's presser this week and getting ready for the D-Led questions. It started, P started at you, waited, and all we heard was quickest. What happened, D-Led? LOL.
I don't know what he's talking about. I didn't, that's like 5 days ago. I don't remember what happened yesterday.
Right.
Whatever I asked Coach, he answered it. I probably wasn't writing about the defense, so I ain't gonna waste his time just asking questions to be asking questions.
Yes, at the end of the day, you talked about the defensive backfield. If I'm not mistaken, did AJ Terrell get a pick in the game Sunday?
Yes, AJ Terrell should have had 2 picks in the game. He took one off the receiver and dropped one. So yeah, that was his second pick. He's showing up at the ball. So you have a one option. The problems with the second and third option, and safety Eric Harris is, he has a torn pectoral injury and is going to be out for the season. So that's going to hurt the secondary even more.
Todd just can't get it. He's talking about don't be afraid of the old man. Okay, none of us are afraid of the old man, Todd.
Nobody's afraid of nobody. I don't know where he's getting that from.
Todd, I just think you starting trouble. Hold on a second. Let me go ahead and do this. This when Todd comes out, I got to remember always do this.
Yeah.
Because Todd throws more shade on this show than anybody that ever comes on. I mean, so I got to just always be ready when Todd comes on. It's going to be a little shade. But
yeah,
no,
but
so
I'm
really,
not writing a defensive story. I don't need him because I was writing a story for Sunday on the salary cap issues, so he really couldn't help me on that.
well, I mean, the Falcons. So I'm going to ask everybody what I asked the Hawks. Okay, Falcons right now are 6-7, and actually are in the hunt for playoffs. Playoffs. That's right. The Falcons are actually in the hunt for the playoffs. So I'm going to ask you first, Tyrone, buying or selling the Falcons going to the playoffs?
You know what? I am not buying. I'm selling right now. You look at the Falcons. They're like 10th, I think, in the 10th spot. They have the Rams in front of them, the 49ers, the Washington football team, Minnesota, even Philadelphia, the team they lost to in the beginning. So right now, I'm not buying. I'm just hoping that they're able to find some type of identity to finish the season strong. If they do get in, me as being a fan, I never want to see. I want to see the best of the best playing the playoffs. There are some teams that may not have a winning record, but we know that they are a very quality team. They just had a tough schedule. And then you got teams that have a great record. You're like, man, they didn't play nobody. But, of course, it is what it is. But right now, I'm selling.
Tree?
I am definitely selling the Falcons right now. I just don't think that this is our year for the Falcons, and they just have a lot of work to do. It is great to see them having good games, and they have different spurts where they play well. I think I was very impressed with some of the things that I saw them doing against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and some other teams. So I do see some positives with the Falcons, but we do have a long way to go. And so I'm definitely selling this year. I think that we need to get a few more pieces in place and then see what can happen next year. But of course, I definitely want to see them play as well as they can for the rest of the season. I just don't think that they are the playoff caliber team right now.
D-Led, Buying or selling? Falcons to
I'm
playoffs.
I'm selling too, Reverend. They're gonna probably, if they could beat Detroit and the Saints, they're gonna have an 8-9 season. That's pretty good. If they somehow pull off a upset against the Niners or the Bills, then they might get in. They got to beat San Francisco because if they don't, that's going to be 3 teams ahead of them with the tiebreaker: San Francisco, Washington Football, and Philly. So if they got to win one of those 2 games. It's got to be San Francisco. They can beat Buffalo and it won't matter that much because they're over in the AFC. This team has 32 out of 32 ranked rosters by our guys over at Football Outsiders. Their DVOE statistic. They are. It's the last roster by a long bit too. Offense, defense, and special teams. So I mean, what the coaching staff is doing is beating the teams that that they should be beating. And one of the reasons why is they have a veteran quarterback. So veteran quarterback Matt Ryan against old Cam Newton, who can't raise his arm up anymore. They should have won both of those games, but they didn't. So there's just too many holes on the roster. They haven't played a full game. They have trouble closing out games. They almost let Carolina back in. They got it back within the 1-score game. So until they start closing out games and doing regular football things. Running the ball, closing out games, not making mistakes right before the half. Until they do that, they're not a real legitimate playoff team.
Yeah, and I say this too, with the Falcons. I think they would have trouble if they were to make it into the playoffs. Because when you get into the playoffs, you're talking about Matt Ryan. I still think Matt Ryan is a capable quarterback intellectually to throw the ball to the right people when he got times. But can he win a game and just put it on his shoulders? I don't think that. I don't know if he's ever been that type of quarterback, but he's been a quarterback that if you give him a good running game, play action, he knows where to put the ball. But when you look at their receiving core, Kyle Pitts is really the only guy they have. I'm looking at he's been targeted 88 times. He got 54 receptions. So if I'm a defense going against the Falcons offense, I'm taking Kyle Pitts out of the game. And then who you got? You got Patterson, you got Gage. And now what you're going to find is Matt Ryan going to be on his back more times than not during that game because we're going to put a corner just like the Panthers did. We're going to put a corner on Kyle Pitts, which he's going to have to learn how to deal with that going forward in his career. If he can't learn to overcome a corner covering him, then Kyle Pitts may not have a good NFL career.
I'm buying the Falcons because I predicted earlier to start this that they'll be 10-7. Now, I'm not going to say they're running the table, but I got to stay with them now. I don't put my mouth out there, so I'm buying. Falcons to the playoffs. Win 3 of the last 4, and they're in. Now, the only problem to that is that, unfortunately, as D-Led mentioned earlier, they're behind in the tiebreakers. If they tie with Washington, out head-to-head record. Same thing with Philadelphia. So I'm predicting a collapse by both of those teams, and the Falcons head to the playoffs at 9-8. That's my guess.
There you go, Reverend. That means I'll be going to Green Bay or LA or somewhere, play the number 1 seed or number 2 seed in the playoffs. I'll take LA. I'll take LA. I don't really, I love my Wisconsin people, but I don't really need to see them in January.
Yeah, a little
right.
There it is. All right, Todd asking the question here on social media. He says, an hour ago news, COVID outbreak at Flowery Branch. What is the status? I don't know. You have any news about a COVID outbreak, D-Led?
Just before we went on, I checked that. They're saying that it's a bunch of spots around the league. Atlanta's supposed to be one of them. We haven't confirmed that yet.
Yeah, so what we are hearing, though, is that allegedly at this point, there's approximately 70 players around the league that are in the COVID protocol, including, I believe, 8 from the Rams. So
the Falcons have 3. That's the only thing that we can confirm is that 3 players were put on the reserve COVID list yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah, there's supposed to be enhanced protocols, but no outbreak that we've been able to confirm.
All right. So again, what we're seeing here on the quote unquote breaking news, they're mentioning again, they're saying that uh, 36 players so far have been on a reserve COVID list due to positive tests, and they're saying approximately almost 70 players have tested positive around the league. I don't know if that's accurate. I'd read something else from ESPN. They said yesterday they were already at 37.
7.
So certainly there's a problem with COVID. D-Led, what kind of is the problem? It seems like they have all these protocols in place, but we still are having these situations. What's kind of going on?
Well, people are going back out and circulating in the community amongst the vaccinated and non-vaccinated. And it's contagious. You also have the new Omicron variant. So, people are going to have to kind of, it's the holiday season coming up for Thanksgiving. If you watch Dr. Fauci on Sundays, he said this was going to happen, and it has. Folks are going to have to go back to the mask and social distancing and, maybe, curtailing some of their activities until they get it under control. That's what's happening, according to the folks we listen to and watch on the news.
Yeah,
also,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead,
I
Tyrone.
want to put this in as well. I noticed Jonathan read off some numbers saying that it's 70, up to 70 guys now. But let's make sure we understand that's like 70 out of 16, over 1,600 guys that play, in the NFL. So 70 is still a big number. But there are over 1,600 guys in the NFL. But you don't want nobody to get any type of situation. And I'll say this also. I think, me personally, COVID is here to stay. It's kind of like the flu, so it's going to be something that's going to be happening, all the time. You got people who die of the flu. I just think COVID is here just like the flu. And the most important thing, we just got to make sure we exercise, eat right. Those that, whatever you can do to keep yourself healthy. But I want to ask D-Led, what's the protocol for players being able to play on Sunday after they've been tested positive?
It's two different sets. For the unvaccinated players, it's a little bit longer. You don't get, it's kind of like 14 days. For the others, if you can pass 3 tests 3 days in a row, then you can return. So those are the different protocols. It's like 10 in a row to make sure that if you're not vaccinated, the test period is longer. The incubation period is longer. The quarantine period, that's the word I'm looking for, is longer. So like Dustin Quoquit for the Falcons, he went on COVID reserve for 14 days and lost his job to Thomas Morstead. So a couple of these practice squad guys went on this week. If they can get back, they already signed 2 guys to replace them. So, basically you get COVID, you're in danger of losing your job if you're one of the back of the end roster guys.
Well, the bizarre thing is that, this, again, I tried to get too political on the show because unfortunately the whole vaccination thing has gotten kind of political. Aaron Rodgers made the statement. He said, listen, I didn't break any protocols. I'm around people who are primarily vaccinated all the time, and I still got it. We surely know people that have been vaccinated have gotten it. My daughter tried to explain to me, she said, Dad, what it does, it kind of prevents people from getting deathly ill or sick. I really don't know. All I know is that this is a very odd thing that we're all going through in the country. I think that we all need to continue to be prayerful, whether you're vaccinated or not, because like you mentioned, D-Led, there's different kind of strains going out there, and it does apparently appear that these vaccines are not like the vaccines that we knew when we were kids, where you get the shot one time and basically for life. Flu shots, obviously, you get annually, but this is just a real prickly thing that we have to deal with. And so we just hope that everybody remains prayerful and that people remain sensible as far as, how to conduct themselves. Biggest thing is try to be as healthy as you can, I would think. They've already told you that there are certain vitamins that you can increase that you can do to protect your immune system or help it, vitamin D and C and so forth. So hopefully, on top of whatever medication, that you should do the natural remedies as well. So hopefully everybody will kind of approach it on kind of like a military where you hit them with everything you got: Army, Navy, Air Force. So take the shot, keep your mask on, I guess, when you're indoors, and take your vitamins and try to be like we're all trying to do, just be healthier, and or just call up Tyrone and he'll put you through the paces on how to work that thing, and you'll get yourself in enough shape so that you can be.
Let me ask this, with the, we're talking about COVID, not to stay on this medical situation, but there is another strand that they're saying of COVID that's out there that's basically, I think, if my information correct, and if anybody can correct me, but it's resistant to the actual vaccines that have been given out now, presently. Anybody hear anything about that?
I haven't heard that yet, but I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised either. Todd always got to throw a little something. He said, "What's going on? This shots ain't working." And then he says, "Fauci should be in handcuffs." Well, listen, all I can tell you is this. There's a lot of information and misinformation going on out there. I just ask everybody, again, to be prayerful, know who you're listening to, what you're listening to, and vet everything that you hear. That's very, very important. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on out there in the atmosphere. Just make sure that you check it out and make sure it's fact and not somebody's grandmama or auntie or somebody whispering in somebody's ear. Make sure you got the facts, whatever you do. So let's
get the shots. Just make it simple, Reverend. Get the shots and keep it moving.
Clink. There you go. Well, like I said, whatever you do, just look out. Whatever you do, try to remain safe and understand it's not just about you, but it's about the people around you, loved ones, co-workers. So just be prayerful and use your head, folks. That's all I can tell you. That's really what you got to do. All right, D-Led, looking, I know it's kind of a little early, but still got 4 games left in the season. It used to be a quarter, 4 games left. But I guess it's kind of a quarter, like 3/4 of a quarter, I guess. But anyway, kind of looking ahead, have you even started at all looking at draft prospects for next year, or is it too early for you yet?
Oh, no, I kind of been watching the quarterbacks, from from all season. And I mean, I know who the top people are, Thibodeau and the linebacker at Oregon. The one guy I like for the Falcons is safety Kyle Hamilton, friend of the family. Know his mom, Jackie, and his dad, Derek, played at Southern Miss. Kyle went to Marist, All-American at Notre Dame, free safety, could come in here and start right away. He's going to be a top 10 pick. He's one of the kids I know about in the top, know intimately about in the top part of the draft. No quarterbacks, Reverend. Sorry. You might get one later on. The kid from Westlake who transferred to Roswell, who started at Auburn, who's at Liberty, is one of the top quarterbacks. The Rattler kid is gonna transfer. He was supposed to be the number 1 quarterback. Then Sam Howell at North Carolina was supposed to be the number 2 quarterback. I was told this is the quarterback year on par with the year EJ Emanuel came out, and EJ was the top quarterback in that class. So don't worry about it. You can get a quarterback. So the quarterback people can, go ahead and start throwing their fit right now. But there'll be some good players, definitely. The Falcons might have missed on the Michael Parsons guy who's cutting it up in Dallas. He's talking about being a defensive player of the year. Dan Quinn's got him moving all around, and they could have had him at 4. He lasted till 11. So, get the best player wherever you're picking at and keep it moving because they got room for him. There's room in the end for more good football players for the Atlanta Falcons.
No doubt. Now we have some music going on there. I heard a little music for a second.
It's a live show. You get anything.
That's what I'm saying. Get anything is correct.
I know. I'm looking forward to Adam Hutchinson. I'm just saying. So he is definitely going to be a great NFL player. I'm hoping from what I've seen him do at Michigan. And I'm hoping that my Detroit Lions draft him if he is the number 1 draft pick, then if we do have the number 1 draft pick. But I love what I've been seeing. I was so happy to see him as one of the 4 finalists for the Heisman Trophy. I actually did not select him to win the Heisman, which I know a lot of people would probably be shocked about that. It would be nice for him to win, but I really was hoping that Bryce Young won, and he did. I thought that he was the one who was deserving of the Heisman, and I was very happy to see him win the Heisman, and especially seeing where he comes from and seeing his motivation and his work ethic. I love how he just thanked God for it all. I love his faith. I love how he treats his work ethic and the game and other people. And so that really just made me even more proud and more happy to see him win the Heisman Trophy. But I do think that this draft class it has some phenomenal players, and I'm really looking forward to seeing where Hutchinson goes, because whatever team he goes on, he's definitely going to bring some pain to some quarterbacks.
Yeah. And I say this, from the HBCU standpoint, we get an opportunity to see 2 possible draft prospects, myself being a corner person, Durant, the cornerback from South Carolina State, 5'10", 175. Of course, he's a little light, but of course, you can't measure someone's heart. You can't put someone's heart and mindset into some numbers. And also, we get to see a cornerback from Jackson State. So we get to see 2 corners actually play in the Celebration Bowl. Warren, he's a cornerback from Jackson State, 6 foot 180. So, get an opportunity to see 2 guys that possibly could go into the draft from a HBCU playing in the Celebration Bowl.
Well, look, I know several years ago, there was a defensive back. He wasn't the biggest guy in the draft, but somehow or another, he came from a little school called Fort Valley State, and he ended up being drafted in the first round and played for 14 years in the league. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, and also that gives shout outs to Shamar Bridges from Fort Valley State. He's also a top or a prospect to look out for in the NFL draft. 6'3", 200 pounds. So we'll see what Shamar Bridges, see if he keeps the legacy of Fort Valley State going.
Let's go, folks, social media one more time. Actually, we're going to take a quick little station break. Then we'll come back to social media. Todd has got a few funny things to say, and also we're going to bring out our good buddy from Fantasy Football, GOAT Strategies. We'll be back with more of the Real Talk Sports Show in just a moment. Don't go anywhere, please. Thank you.
This is OJ Howard with Real Talk Sports.
What's up, guys? This is Tim Tebow. You're listening to Real Talk Sports.
This is Charles Woodson. Let me grab the mic. You ready? This is Charles Woodson with Real Talk Sports. Hey, it's your boy JB Smooth with Real Talk Sports.
All right. Here for our final segment here. Comedy show here with Todd. Todd's saying draft the triple option quarterback from Army and then chop block everybody on the run, and that would work. Leave it to Todd to kind of get some of them. But anyway, let's go to our good friend, Fantasy Football GOAT Strategy, see what they have to say. He said once Bryce Young comes out of college, next season he would be a perfect fit with Sean Payton and the Saints. Both styles would match one another. I mean, listen, Bryce Young, I think, will be a good fit on anybody's squad. I mean, that guy's got all the measurables. He can move, he can scramble, and he always looks to try to get the ball downfield. I mean, anybody watch that epic 92-yard drive against Auburn late, you know this guy Bryce Young is the real deal. And the way he diced up Georgia, yeah, he'll fit anywhere. All right, we're about to wrap it up here. We got about 10 minutes left to go. Any other comments about or questions about the Falcons while we have D-Led? Tree or Tyrone?
D-Led's leaving?
No. Do you have any questions for him? He's not leaving.
Okay, I was about to say. Well, D-Led, when it comes to the Falcons, and I know that you're predicting that they are going to go 9 and you think they're going to win 9 games, correct? Was that you?
8 for sure. And if they could take one of the other games, they maybe can get to 9.
Okay. So if they were to win 9 games, where do you think their headspace will be for the rest of the season? Or if they go 7-10, like I predicted, where do you think their headspace will be?
Yeah, Tree, they're playing with house money right now. They've had a successful season at 6-7 because they weren't expected to win many games. If they get to 8 wins, they've doubled their win total from last year with a lesser team. So they got to keep adding better players. And draft correctly. They don't have any money in free agency for next year. So the coaches, the owner could say, okay, I got some coaches who can coach. They coached up a team that was not very talented. They're going to have a lot of roster change going on forward. So their headspace would be that, hey, we're in a good place. We won a lot of games with not that much talent. So our systems work. So we need better players in here to push this thing down the road and elevate the program back to a winning program.
All right. Hey, D-Lay, I got a question for you. We know every year teams, in order to get better, they have to make roster changes, just like you said, especially when you're cap strapped. You got to cut some players that basically are fan favorites, and maybe they did good for you, but at the end of the day, you got to do what's best for the team. So my question lends itself to changes in the coaching staff. Do you see anything in the coaching staff that may be a surprise? Like, hey, this coach, they may be bringing somebody else in to raise up, because sometimes you get coaches that they don't have an opportunity to bring their entire staff or who they would like. So there are some coaches, and we've seen that, where a new coach comes in and he fires a real good coach. Do you see anything happening like that on the Falcons staff? Is there a coach that may not be around next year?
Yeah, I think you got to look at the lines. The both line coaches. The defensive line's got 2 coaches. They got one that coaches the tackles and one Coach Emmanuel, and then Coach Montachino coaches the outside linebacker pass rushers. Okay, you're not getting any pass rush. You got Grady Jarrett, and you're not getting much else out of those guys. So they might say, okay, maybe they need a new coach. Okay, the offensive line coach, came in suspect because he's not a veteran offensive line coach on the NFL. He Coach Leffert coached in the college ranks, did a good job at Louisville and North Carolina State, played in the league, but hadn't coached in the league. So I was always taught by Bob McGinn and John Clayton and Lynn Pasquarelli, all the old football writers, that, when a new coach comes in, you want that old veteran coach like Paul Boudreaux, who came in with Coach Smith. Larry Bichtel was a guy that Holmgren and them got up there. When I was here, I had Alex Gibbs under Jim Mora and so forth. So, that type of profile of the O-line coach, they don't have that kind of coach. They got some young guys coaching it. So those would be coaches that I think they all got 2-year contracts. And the line is done about as good as it could have done, but those are the coaches areas that I would be looking to see upgraded if they get an opportunity to do so.
You think Coach Smith may try to go back to Tennessee and grab some of them coaches from Mike Vrabel and try to bring them down to Atlanta, since he had a lot of success there, and pretty sure it's probably still some coaches there?
Yeah, but a lot of the older ones, Mooncheck and Russ Grimm, they're getting up there in age, but, that's what you get. So, yeah, I would keep an eye on those guys. He talks about them often. And, Jake Matthews' dad was Bruce. He was even helping out at some point over there. So, definitely anything happens in Tennessee, you definitely want to look at it as a possibility of coming over here and helping them out. Because the coach is going to hire their friends. That's just that, it's that blunt. I'm more concerned about on defense with the coordinator being 73 and this being a 3-year rebuild. You know, can he stick around for the whole 3 years? And if not, who they gonna get? Who they got waiting in training? Now they got his son on the staff, but I don't think you can move him into the coordinator role. But we see these sons, you know, it's a lot of nepotism in the NFL. You know, let's just call it what it is. Minnesota got the Turners. Well, okay, I'm getting sidetracked. Yeah, let's not go down that path. But that's how I see the coaching staff being fixed, and those are my concerns about the coaching staff. Wide receiver coach, college teammates with the head coach. He's probably safe.
Now, do they keep Ridley, or do they try to basically try to get something for him?
I think they probably try to get rid of him. They'll probably try to trade him. Just because they want him to take care of himself and his mental health issues and so forth. But they're like, he's not dependable. We want him to be well, but being well, missing 6 games, that's gonna be tough for any team to take, especially one that was trying to pay you $11 million. So I hope he gets well, but football wise, I'm gonna probably be like, I want to go find me another wide receiver, and I wish him the best, and when his life and his health and everything. But football wise, I'm gonna be like, hey, if I have another receiver with this Kyle Pitts boy, and I'm not running Russell Gage and Tajay Sharp out there, probably be 8 and be the playoff thing might be legit. Maybe you beat a team with a winning record. But football business wise, once you get to the business, we know how ruthless it is in the NFL, and the Falcons are not immune from that type of business.
Well, I'm going to give one shout out right here on the defense. And this guy does something that Miss Dolman likes. He rushes the passer. How about the partial miniature resurgence of Dante Fowler Jr., who has 4.5 sacks after getting a sack yesterday in 10 games. I think he only had 3 sacks. Let me see if I can pull this up. He was in 14 games last year and only had 3 sacks. So Dante Fowler reaching for that bonus money. What's the first one he's got to get to, D-Led? Is it 7 sacks?
5 is the first one. Yeah,
he's sniffing some Christmas bonus money, baby.
That's some big bonus money there. Yes, he start getting, you need about 3, get to 7. I think he hit his 5, 7, 9, and 11. You get to 11, he gets the big money at 11. So.
I'm just saying, boys and girls, he's got 4.5 sacks. He's got 4 games to go. And listen, we had a guy here that Adrian Claiborne. He has 6 sacks in a game against Dallas. So. I don't know. Dante could do something spectacular. That's right. I'm just saying. I can't believe, speaking of spectacular, that this spectacular show is about to come to an end. So, we have to.
Well, before you give D-Led the floor,
go ahead.
I have a quick question for the 3 of you. One,
okay.
D-Led, which would you prefer, or what's your choice? A room spray or pillow spray?
Room spray.
Tyrone.
Same question.
Yes.
Yep.
You know what? I'm going to go 2. Can I get 2 answers? A room spray.
No, 1. Pillow spray or room spray.
I want a room spray so the house smells good, but I want to spray something on my pillow so I can go to sleep.
Which one? You can't choose.
I go to room spray.
Room spray. Okay, Jonathan, room spray or pillow spray? Oh my goodness.
I think that what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take the pillow spray, and I'm going to purchase from you some room spray to support your business.
Well, all right. All right.
Because I need a pillow spray so I can enjoy the wonderful aromas to put me to sleep. And I got a new apartment, so I need the room spray so I can have people come and say, hey, man, your room smells good. So you can give me one, I'll buy one.
All right. Well, I will be sending you all text messages so you can text me your address and you have a gift coming.
Oh,
hooray! Thank you, and thank you. All right. You know how we do it. Every time we have people on the show, even our co-hosts, we want to make sure that you guys know how to reach them on social media and possible websites. So, first of all, to Esquire par excellence, D. Orlando Ledbetter, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Reverend. You can follow me on Twitter on DOrlandoAJC, and we need you to follow our podcast, the Bowtie Chronicles podcast. We have a new producer, Jay Black. I got a new microphone and a very professional setup we got going down on the Bowtie Chronicles podcast. It drops at 6 a.m. Wednesday morning. Thank you.
Hit it, D-Lid. Hey!
Oh, yeah. All right, you later to the next time. God bless you, sir.
D-Lid.
Tyrone Poole,
Q-Dogs.
the floor is yours.
Very simple. Tyrone Poole, 38 all social media. Tyrone Poole, 38 all social media. And I want to say this as well. I know Tree does a lot with her foundation. Well, my foundation, normally I do it during Thanksgiving, but this year I'm going to do it for Christmas. But going to my hometown, LaGrange, and the foundation is going to give out food. So again, I want to thank everybody who has partnered to help me build champions locally and globally. So Tyrone Poole 38 foundation.org, Tyrone Poole 38 foundation.org, if you want to give your time, talent, or treasure. So thank you, Reverend. Always a pleasure. Tree, thank you for all the sentiments, and thank you for watching and listening. Until next time.
Remember, guys, donate TyronePool38.org.
Yes,
Just hit the
that,
donate
Tyrone.
button. That's right. All right, Hall of Famer. Till the next time. God bless. All right, the lovely Miss Tree Dolman, the floor is yours.
Thank you. And again, I just want to remind everybody that we are doing our toy drive. We have 4 more days left where you can donate toys to Making a Better Me Incorporated. We will give the toys to the children that's at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Scottish Rite Hospital. They will be there during Christmas, which we know will be tough enough for children to be in the hospital during Christmas. So if you feel it in your heart and you want to be a blessing to other children, then you can please donate at makingabetterme.org. Go to the events tab and you will see the link. You can find me on all social media at It's Latresa, as well as Ms. America International 2021.
All right. All right, guys. Thank you so much again for watching us. Another great show. Great comments on social media. Thank you all those people watching on Roku channel, on the Phoenix Entertainment Group channel. Appreciate you for that. Thank you for those of you watching us on YouTube and all of the social media platforms. Also, those of you watching us on the replay. So we thank you and thank you and thank you. Well, guys, I always like to make sure to ask this question: do you have a relationship with God? Do you know God? And I'm telling you that this is very, very important, because as you can see, all the crazy things that are going on this day, that this world that we know is eventually coming to an end, and it's probably sooner rather than later. So I please encourage you, please, man, please, sir, if you have not done already, get to have that relationship, get to know Jesus Christ, accept him as your personal savior. Why? Because he made you. He loves you. Nobody loves you like Jesus. Not your mom, not your auntie, not your BFF, not your bae, not your boo. Nobody loves you like him. And number 2, he died for you so that you can now become a citizen of the kingdom of heaven and have all the rights therein. And how do you do that? Repent of your sins and believe that he came here, walked this crazy earth just like you and I, but then he died on the cross. And when he did that, he rose from the dead and he had this wonderful gift called salvation, and he gives it to you freely if you accept it. Like I said, what happens to you? Kingdom citizen, and you become an adopted child of God and have all the rights therein. And here's the cool thing: when you leave here, you get a chance to go to that wonderful place called heaven, where there's no pain, no pandemic, no protest, no politics, no bad people. It's sunny and beautiful all the time. The buildings are adorned with jewels. Matter of fact, the streets are paved with gold, so pure, it's translucent. And guess what? You get to hang out with God in person and meet Jesus Christ in person and fellowship with all the people that went beyond you, your favorite auntie, grandmama, all those kind of people. And you avoid that nasty place called hell. All the things that are in heaven won't be in hell. So you have pain, you have problems, you have bad people everywhere. It stinks, it's dark, and you'll be cut off from God the Father and the Son forever and a day. I don't know about you, but I like option number 1 to have option number 2. If you want to contact me, you have 2 ways. Number 1, follow me on social media at Real Talk Sports 7. That's how you really follow the show. You can follow me personally at Minister J. Sim. If you have a great athlete or coach or someone involved in sports that's doing something great off the field, please hit us up, jsimmons@realtalksports.net, or simply call me on the cell, 678-410-9833. We'd love to connect with you. Also, if you're an advertiser, same thing. All right, guys, until the next time, God bless you and have a wonderful day. So long.
Bye.